If you have more than one dog or cat in your household, you can use the analysis by life stage and quantity report or the analysis and life stage and by life stage and kcal report along with the batch food report to create batches of food to feed multiple pets. Today we're just going to look at the analysis by life stage and kcal report, and I'd just like to note that this is the exact same report as the analysis by life stage and quantity report, except for the quantity report, you choose the amount of food by quantity. Here we're going to choose the amount of food by kilocalorie. So click on the link, and on the right you'll get 6 different parameters which needs to be filled out. So we're going to choose Spot first, and when you select recipe, it will filter out all of Spot's recipes. We'll choose cottage cheese and boiled rice. It defaults to 1,000 kilocalories, but we can choose any amount that we want. We're just going to leave it at this. We'll show recipe weight in grams. We're going to leave that alone. And we're going to choose recommended allowance and adult maintenance. Okay, so originally when we balanced this particular recipe for Spot, and Spot is an adult, so this recipe was balanced. We're going to see whether or not this is balanced for the life stage. So click submit. Let's just zoom in a bit. Okay, so here we've got the title, Analysis by Life Stage for 1000 kcal, which comes from this parameter here. Also this here. The recipe name, the life stage, and the species. And we chose to show the recipe weight in grams, so it says recipe weight in grams per 1000 kcal is 1054.86 grams for this recipe. The next section is the macronutrient section. When you're feeding the recipe that you created as is or as fed, this is what it is. We can see that this recipe has about 80% moisture, 8% protein, 7% carbs. So when we remove the moisture from this figure, we get dry matter, and you can see that we're almost at 40% protein and 36% carbs. We have a lower amount of fat in this particular recipe. Percent of calories is percent of this figure here. So 34.8% of 1054, or sorry, 34.8% of 1000 calories is the amount of protein that you have here. So, and 32% of 1000 calories is the amount of fats that we've got. Okay, so the next section here is the amino acid section. And what we're interested in is this column, the additional nutrients needed per 1000 kcal. It's empty. This is good. We can see on the right column, the recommended allowance per 1000 kcal of this recipe is 25 grams. We have 86 grams, so we have more. That's why there's nothing here. And if you look all the way down, you'll see that the amount of whatever amino acid in the recipe is always going to be higher than this column here. So we're fine. When we look at the same thing in the fatty acid section, the recommended allowance per 1000 kcal of this recipe is 13.8 grams. We have 36 grams, and we're good all the way down for the fatty acids. Okay, so in the minerals section here, we can see that we seem to be fine for most of these minerals except for copper and zinc. So this recipe would need to be adjusted if you're feeding it to multiple pets, because even though it was balanced for Spot, it's not balanced for Spot, who's an adult. It's not balanced for any adults. So this recipe would have to be adjusted to be fed to multiple pets who are adults. Okay, so you can see that for 1000 kcal of this recipe, we need 0.01 milligrams of copper. We also need 0.81 milligrams of zinc. And if you look down to the vitamin section, you'll see that we're short on vitamin D. So if you wanted to add vitamin D and you've got micrograms, or a vitamin D source that's listed in micrograms, you're going to look at this row. So you need 0.03 micrograms. Or you would need 1.12 international units of vitamin D. So you can see that you don't need this and this. You need either vitamin D in micrograms or vitamin D in international units. So this is just listed because a lot of people requested to see international units besides what we usually had before, which was just micrograms. And for vitamin E, it's milligrams. So you've got vitamin E milligrams or the natural form of vitamin E, which is D-alpha tocopherol in international units, or the synthetic form of vitamin E, which is DL-alpha tocopherol in international units. So, but we're fine on the vitamin E, we're fine on the vitamin A, so we just need a vitamin D source. And if we look down in the ratio section, we see that there's a check mark and all of the balance column, so we're good for that. So this recipe needs to be balanced, or for a life stage we have to go back into the recipe and add some copper, some zinc, and some vitamin D in order to make this good for multiple pets. Okay, so thank you for watching.